honor is how we talk to each other. Honor is how we treat each other. When it comes to the space of leadership and even in the church, that the value of honoring up, down, and around. A lot of times we can think about honoring up, and there's value in that, and that's real. But when you honor up, you honor down, and you honor around, you're placing value on everybody that's around you. And so when it comes to this thought of the power of us, it reminds us that, like, man, the relationships that we have is so important. But then not only the relationships, but how we interact in those relationships. Hey leaders, welcome to episode 21 of the Faith Family Leadership Podcast. With me today, once again, is my very good friend, a true wingman in leadership,
like that.
And everyone's favorite Australian, Grant Hoyle. How's it going, man?
Everyone's second favorite Australian next to Whitney.
I thought about that as I was writing it, and I'm probably going to catch some heat for what I just said, but it's deserving.
It's only fair.
You doing well?
Yeah.
How would you rate your happiness right now, scale of 1 to 10? 10 being like as happy as a person can be.
Super happy.
0 being like, I need the Lord more than ever.
Like in this moment or like in this current state?
I'd like to know both.
Okay. In this moment, maybe like a 9.8.
So we're only 0.2 away from you being the happiest you could possibly be.
Brian Bowden, Leadership Podcast.
Great coffee.
Great coffee.
I love good coffee.
Love good coffee. I would probably walk in at about 7, but then I bumped up to a 9.8. Your presence and then the Leadership Podcast, knowing who's going to be watching this, something just went.
Yeah, I leveled it up. That's going to tie into what we're talking about today. You didn't even know it, but now you do. Okay, so talk to me about overall life. If 9.8 is this moment, talk about the season of the life of Grant Hoyle. Texan. Houstonian.
Honorary Texan, about 34% Texan.
That's up 4% since the
last
episode.
I still say things that just have nothing to do with Texan or American culture, so I will not prematurely give myself that title. I won't disrespect the history of the great state of Texas.
The greatest state.
The greatest state.
Yeah, so what are you overall right now?
You're like a 7.98.
Wow.
I'm always doing pretty good.
Yeah, you seem to be a glass half full kind of guy.
The Lord's always with me. Lord's always speaking. You might catch me off for 2 or 3 hours, but I'll circle back.
What I've noticed is there's probably about once or twice a month.
Oh, man, I think it's once or twice a year.
No, listen to me. Man, once or twice a month.
I don't like this.
Well, listen to me. There's like 30 days in a month on average. So there's probably once or twice a month.
Yeah.
Yeah, depending on what's going down, where you kind of go dark on the group text, and I can see the light isn't on in your office. There's the lamps on. There's some weird Australian music going on with like just weird animal sounds, and I'm like, now's not the time. Whatever I need to say to him.
Am I bunkering down?
You're hunkering down pretty good, and I can always tell you're either when your shoes are off in the office.
That's not a thing in America.
It's not a thing anywhere.
It's a thing in Australia.
It's frowned upon highly here.
Well, I noticed that because when I have my shoes off, people can't kind of engage with me. I feel like they just keep staring at my feet. I'm like, it just might.
It's off-putting. It would be the same thing as like if I was talking to you and let's say that I had a piece of my lunch on my face or shirt. Be like, does he not notice that he doesn't have shoes on?
Man, what is it with Americans and the fear of the feet?
Well, there's a lot of like sensors and stuff in your feet. Picks up diseases and amoebas and all kinds of wild stuff.
Yeah, I guess.
And Texas is a wild place.
It is. They like their shoes.
Well, they like safety.
Well, they like their shoes on their people.
And we prefer it. There's 2 places that it's acceptable to be barefoot. This is why you're 34%, man. This is why we can't get you above 40. Little things like this.
Okay. Let me receive it.
All right. 2 places.
2.
The beach, which even then, when you're talking about Galveston and Crystal Beach and like Corpus Christi, tread lightly, enter at your own risk. That's acceptable.
Right.
Or maybe 3. So beach, pool.
Pool, of course.
Of course. If you're wearing socks at the pool, I'm praying a prayer of deliverance for you. Something's off, something's wrong. You need the Lord.
Where's his 3rd spot?
Your house.
Oh, yeah, of course, naturally.
Yeah. When you're at your own place of residence, do you?
I've seen some Americans wear shoes in their homes.
Really?
Yeah.
Is it like they're passing through, or is it like, they're just here for the day?
It don't feel like they're about to leave.
Maybe they just arrived.
No, but
Sometimes I get home from the gym and I'm like, the first thing I do is not taking off my shoes. The
Really?
first thing I'm doing is getting my protein in.
I take my shoes off once or twice a day in the office.
No.
Yeah, just kick them off.
Day.
Take my socks off. Yeah, let them air out.
What is it, a reset? What does it do for you?
It's like when I wear too much jewelry. I feel there's too much on me. I just need to go back and I feel a little shackled. I like to feel shackled. I like to feel controlled.
You know, I have noticed something while we're on the subject of jewelry. A lot of jewelry on your face and ears.
Not a lot on my hands.
Very little.
I don't like it.
Why?
I feel like it clangs on my computer or with people. It gets caught on things. I feel like there's only two people I like touching my face. That's me and my wife.
No, that's appropriate.
No one else. I don't like anyone else touching my face.
I don't
So
know. Why would anyone else touch your face?
it's just not appropriate.
It's
So
not a Texan thing.
I just feel like sometimes I'll go through phases when I get, jewelry on my hands. I just don't like it. I just feel I want to be nimble. I want to be flexible. I always want to be ready in and out of season for the Lord to use me.
Yeah, fly like a butterfly, sting like a bee.
Yes.
Okay. Once again, we've deviated greatly from the subject of what we're
3
supposed to be
minutes of
talking
nothing.
about. It's good to know that you're doing so well.
I am.
Okay, love that. It has been a great little season in our church. Things are going really, really well. It's been a great summer. I'm excited about today's episode because we are kind of continuing to build on culture and the values that we live with and that we lead with as an organization. The subject of today's podcast is the power of us, which is so fitting because we're diving into two values that really help us stay strong as leaders, but also stay in it long enough where we can really build something that lasts. It's the value that we're better together,
Yes.
which you'll hear us say a lot around here,
Yep.
and that we honor up, down, and around.
Yes.
And as we've shared over the last year so far, these values shape how we serve people,
Yep.
how we lead people, how we treat each other, and as leaders, what kind of team culture that we're creating.
Yep.
So for those that are listening, whether you're building teams, maybe you're just kind of getting started in your leadership journey, maybe you're simply just getting ready to say yes to whatever God has next for you, this episode is for you. And as we say each and every podcast, jump on our website, myfaithfamily.org/leadership podcast, or our church app, and jump on our podcast page where you can find more resources like a discussion guide that you can use to facilitate conversations with your team. And if you're enjoying this podcast, which of course you are because you wouldn't be listening if you weren't, let us know that. We love feedback from our listeners and viewers. So leaving us a comment, liking it, subscribing to our podcast. And then I would even say share it with somebody. It always makes us feel a lot better. So, always like to ask you a question to get things going.
Yep.
And I love to just kind of like surprise attack. Got a question concerning movies. I'm going to ask you to give me 3 movies and they're going to fall into these categories. Your favorite movie that would surprise people.
Okay.
Your favorite movie that would make a great leadership lesson.
Okay.
And then your favorite movie or the one movie, maybe you could even go series that you would take to a deserted island. Start with the one movie that would surprise people that you love.
Well, I feel like maybe I didn't outgrow this movie, but I love Home Alone 2, Lost in New York.
It's a great movie.
It's a great movie. Like, why do I feel embarrassed to say that?
Chalk it up any way you want. It's a great movie. And I'll tell you why it's a great movie. Rarely does the sequel outdo the
Yes.
original. You're talking about New York. It's a great city. Say what you want, people. It is a great city.
You can chalk it up any way you
I'm
want.
not
It's a great
necessarily aligning with every one of their values, but you're talking about food, shopping, overall vibe.
Yeah,
Come
vibes
at
are
me
high.
with it.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Okay, so Home Alone 2.
Yeah, love that movie.
Okay. A movie that would make a great leadership lesson, or maybe a movie that demonstrates great leadership.
Maybe Gladiator, the first one.
Super solid.
Gladiator, the first one.
Great choice.
Show a movie on conviction, perseverance, integrity.
Yeah. Just checking every box.
Do you like that integrity?
I do like it.
You don't feel like Maximus had integrity?
No, I do.
Okay.
Does it seem like I'm doubting it? I was agreeing with it. I was just kind of like, I didn't think of that one because I've got my own list, which I'm prepared to share.
Yeah, I do want to hear that. I love Gladiator. The second one was good.
Second one was good. I found myself, because we went and saw it,
Together.
of course.
And I stop for a second. 'Cause
No,
I feel
say
like
it.
I
No,
made
say it.
I appreciate this.
Yeah.
I felt like I made a poetic statement that I don't want it to get lost in here or anyone else to get the credit. The way I feel about Gladiator 1 and 2 was Gladiator 1 was so good that Gladiator 2 to me didn't live up to the expectation of what I had for the second. But if Gladiator 2 was a standalone movie that they just brought out, incredible, amazing movie.
Yeah.
But when you're comparing the first to the second, unlike Home Alone,
I was gonna say, which takes us back to Home Alone,
like this thing's come full circle.
100%.
And I didn't even plan this.
No, of course.
But Gladiator 2, it was good. The pace of it was a bit fast. The two kings or the emperors that were like, one
It was both
small.
fast and slow. It was like it was
Yeah.
moving fast, but I felt like it was taking forever.
And then the stretch of like, it's actually Maximus's son and his wife. So it's like,
It's disorienting.
yeah, it's like, okay, I get it. Thank you. But I don't know if I ordered this.
Well,
Do you know what I mean?
the best way
It's like a good chicken breast at a restaurant. It's like, I never say no to a chicken breast, but it's like,
I wanted the fajitas.
yeah, I didn't order it.
Yeah. Yeah.
I like
If
it.
it's a bonus, no
Yeah.
one says no
Am
to
I
bonus
getting my
chicken.
fajitas as well as the
Yeah.
chicken breast or just the chicken breast?
I would define Gladiator 2 as I wanted to like it more than I did.
100%. And I felt bad for criticizing it because I love the franchise so much.
Denzel kills.
Yeah, he did.
See, you didn't even like Denzel's performance.
No, I love Denzel. I mean, if you're gonna back me in a corner and you're gonna say name your top 5 actors, you're gonna hear me say Denzel in top 3, and I'm not gonna say 3.
Mm,
I love him.
yeah.
De Niro, Pacino, Denzel for me. I just don't know if I can't hate it because I love Denzel. I just don't know if it was the best choice. I would have liked to seen someone a little bit more like a bit more villainous.
Well, that's why they nailed the first one so well. Joaquin Phoenix.
Yeah, you hated him.
Oh my, because you're like, this dude is just.
Yeah, you wanted him just to
Yeah.
not do well.
Okay. Let's keep going. One movie, or I'll even give you series that you would take to a deserted
No, I'm
island.
going to say movie.
Okay. Ooh.
I'm going to say movie.
Play the hand you're dealt.
It's not a movie that a lot of people know of, but after this, hopefully everyone goes and watches it. It's called Legends of the Fall.
Oh my gosh, it's a fantastic movie.
Young Brad Pitt.
Yes.
Amazing.
It's like Anthony Hopkins.
Anthony Hopkins. It's a great movie. It's a tale of a family and the war.
Mm-hmm.
Montana, I think they're on a ranch. This is before Yellowstone was popular.
Yeah.
Incredible movie. It's not that highly rated on Rotten Tomatoes or other.
The writing was.
I love it.
Oh, it's such a good
It's
movie.
a movie I can watch constantly, and it invokes deep emotion. in me.
Mm-hmm.
Deep emotion.
And these are great answers. Great answers.
Well, I don't want to move on, Brian. I want to ask you something that you
Please.
possibly prepared. If I was to ask you, what would be one movie you would pick that maybe would surprise our listeners?
Yeah.
What would it be?
Okay. This is definitely going to surprise listeners. I can give you 2 options.
Please.
Okay. One would be 50 First Dates with Adam Sandler.
Great choice. Love that movie.
I do not like rom-coms. I want to make that completely clear.
Please.
But Adam Sandler, Drew Barrymore, the writing, the humor. I mean, I love a good comedy. I struggle to find comedies now that I would define as a good comedy. Adam Sandler at that point,
Yeah.
like in 50 First Dates, it's such a great movie.
He was at his peak then.
Oh my gosh, it's such a great movie. Another movie that I love is Toy Story
Yes.
because my boys went through a stage where that's all they wanted to watch.
Yeah.
And so I watched it with them. And like Pixar, when it comes to animation and
Yeah.
storytelling, there's no one better.
Yeah.
Okay. Leadership,
Yes.
got 2 there. One that I love, and this is going to come as no surprise to you, the movie Apollo 13.
Tom Hanks.
Tom Hanks, directed by Ron Howard, which is one of the greats. It's based on a true story. I mean, say what you want when it comes to whether the moon landings were real or not. I'm not here to get into all that.
Well, we know they did. So.
Yeah, but just the thought of like everything going wrong.
Yeah.
And you're literally talking about your life is on the line. And these guys solved one problem after the next. Tom Hanks plays a guy named Jim Lovell.
Yes.
And this dude like led under such poise. And he kept it all together and it literally saved these guys' lives. Incredible. Another movie, talk about Denzel, that is an amazing leadership lesson, would be Remember the Titans.
Perfect. I was going to say Training Day, but I like that.
Oh, man. Not Training Day. Remember the Titans may be,
Yeah, it's
I would
incredible.
put it on the Mount Rushmore of Denzel movies.
Oh, it's amazing.
One of the best movies ever made.
Definitely on the Mount Rushmore of sporting movies.
Oh, 100%.
Definitely.
100%. And then
What would you take to a desert island? Series or movie?
if I went series, I would go with Star Wars. I am a big Star Wars fan.
The movie series, naturally, not the spin-off.
No, not
shows.
this. Not the, no, absolutely
yeah.
not. No, I would say, and if you had to take me, the original trilogy. Obviously, grew up with it. Favorite movie of all time. This is gonna shock some people, and I'm 100%.
So this is
gonna catch
answer
some
1 and
hate.
3 combined.
Yeah, I guess so. Favorite movie of all time is a movie called Days of Thunder.
Oh, yeah. They're
So
remaking it.
I heard that, bro, and I am really trying to temper expectations. I've probably seen Days of Thunder, and this is not an exaggeration, probably somewhere around 40 to 50 times.
Well, makes sense. You're a big NASCAR guy.
Love it.
Tom Cruise, greatest action movie star of all time.
100%.
Does his own stunts.
Yep. Jerry Bruckheimer directed it.
He also did the Bad Boys franchise.
Yep. He's great. So it was just this, and I like started watching it like as a kid when I was like totally into cars. And so like I would watch it all the time. Anyway, if Days of Thunder is on, I don't care what's happening.
You'll move towards that screen.
Oh, yeah. It could be Jackson's birthday.
Man.
We're locking in. We're locking in. That was fun.
That was good.
Okay, let's talk about the reason we're here.
Why are we here? Tell
The
me.
thought of the power of us. Of course, we're continuing this thought of culture and who we are. And the power of us, I love this thought because we're taking two values that mean so much to us. We are better together.
Yes.
We honor up, down, and around. And we're talking about how they go hand in hand. So better together, we could spend an entire episode on this. Being better together is really twofold, Grant, because on one hand, it reminds us that we're going to go further and we're going to go faster when we're locked arms with the people next to us. But better together also means that when we kind of engage in the relationships that God places around us, it actually makes life better.
Definitely.
I mean, you and I could both speak to the impact that great relationships have made when it comes to just overall life fulfillment. And then when we talk about honor, honor is important because honor protects unity. And it protects the unity that we're building. Honor is how we talk to each other.
Yeah.
Honor is how we treat each other.
Yeah.
When it comes to the space of leadership and even in the church, that the value of honoring up, down, and around. A lot of times honor, we can think about honoring up.
Yeah.
And there's value in that. And that's real. But when you honor up, you honor down, and you honor around, you're placing value on everybody that's around you.
Yeah.
And so when it comes to this thought of the power of us, it reminds us that, like, man, the relationships that we have is so important. But then not only the relationships, but how we interact in those relationships. So again, before we kind of get into some of the how of that, when you hear me talk about the power of us, tell me what comes to mind.
Well, when I left school, I joined the Australian Navy.
Nice.
Royal Australian Navy. And something they always say is the team works. The team works, meaning that the idea of team, it's effective. And so I think about, how often is any person consistently waking up and feeling motivated, locked in, engaged? None of us, not even the most disciplined person, not even the most motivated person. So you're really relying on the pack, so to speak, to provide you strength when you don't. And there's a saying that the strength of the wolf is the pack and the strength of the pack is the wolf. And so I think for a church, its ability to understand that concept, that it's not even necessarily a good idea or a luxury, it's a necessity. It's a necessity. Iron sharpens iron. And I think of our own personal friendship where there's a mutual love and respect to be responsible for each other's encouragement, motivation, hope for the future. I often think about when either you or I speak and there's a bouncing back of confidence and reflection. And so I think without that, you said it before, it's just a better way of living.
It really is.
Yeah.
It really is. And I want to talk about, we'll start with thinking through this thought of being better together. It's an easy one to say, and it sounds really obvious. But I think that in the midst of what we do as leaders, we can get really consumed with what we're doing, thinking about Sundays or the group that we're hosting or the outreach project that's coming up or Serve Day or Surge or whatever it is. And we can get so uber focused on the schedules. And what happens a lot of times is we get really excited when we step into leadership or we take on something new. There's a lot of zeal.
Yeah.
Somebody saw something in us and they asked us to take this step in, and, maybe we graduated Next Step. So we went through Leadership Academy and, we get this great opportunity, right? And a lot of times we're really fired up about our faith and this, that, and the next. And then you get into it, and just like anything else, at some point, kind of the quote unquote honeymoon phase kind of goes away.
Yeah.
And you're like, man, Sunday comes every 7 days.
Yeah.
And it can be really easy to get focused on all that comes with it, because it is a tremendous honor and opportunity. But if it was easy, everyone would do it.
Yes.
And so the temptation can be when things begin to get challenging, because I do believe that when we say yes to God and graduating in the plan and purpose that he has for our life, God's going to bless that, and we're going to see God grow our capacity. But make no mistake about it, the enemy recognizes that as well. And every time that I've seen God try to raise me in leadership or raise me in capacity in my own life, I have recognized that there will be some form of an attack coming. And typically that attack comes in the form of distraction.
Yep.
And it's like seasonal. It's like, well, I want to be kind when I say this, but like, I cannot tell you how many people get into this thing and get really excited and then quit on the very thing that they committed to do. And it's followed with this statement.
I know what you're going to say.
Well, I just need a season to focus on me.
Yeah.
Or we're just in a busy season.
Yeah.
And that, in my opinion, is one of the enemy's greatest attacks. It's the attack of distraction. Did God really say?
Wow.
Right? And the temptation there is when things get tough and when they get challenging and when we begin to find ourselves facing that resistance, we want to isolate.
Yeah.
Right? It happens.
Yeah.
You and I have seen that happen, and we've had to deal with the pain of leadership. We've done it before.
Yeah.
I've done it before.
Yeah, so have I.
And the temptation is we isolate and we pull back. But when we go back to this thought of being better together, it reminds us that one of the most important things that we can do as leaders is to lean into the relationships around us.
Yeah, you have to. And like I said before, you're never 100% all the time. And something in sport is every player is not going to be injury-free or playing their best all the time. And so that's where you've got to learn how to build relationships on the front end and build a level of connection and trust so that when you're having a hard week, people can pick up on your disposition. I mean, you would know if you see me and I'm off, probably you and Whitney are going to be the first people to come and say something's wrong. And I could tell you I'm good, but you're going to be like,
Nah.
I know you're not. And so I think being around people enough for them to pick up on your patterns and your behavior and to see through the facade or the desire to isolate, because everyone has that desire to kind of like put the walls up or keep everyone at arm's length, because you're trying to, it's self-preservation, right? You're trying to protect yourself and you're feeling like you're injured or you're wounded, so you can't handle anymore. So but I think you've got to lean into the relationships, not just when they're bad, but on the front end, you've got to almost like a bank balance. You've got to accrue a surplus and then order for there to be withdrawals. And so I often love small group settings.
Yeah, man.
Because I love Sundays, don't get me wrong, and I love weekend services, I really do. But for me, there's something that's so authentic and raw and real about a small group. You've got a guy, I run a men's small group, and you've got guys rocking up slightly late because they've just finished work and they get in and they've literally got like dust on their foreheads and they're in their work outfits and they're frustrated, not at the small group, but just at the circumstances, or you can see they're a little bit like still just finishing off work in their mind, but there's this authentic, real kind of like, yeah, I'm not good. Like, can someone pray for me? So I think it's in those moments. I think people overestimate how strong they are and how much they don't need people. And I think definitely in the West, I mean, there's people will praise you, how strong and independent you are.
Self-made.
It's all that nonsense. So for me, I mean, I've gone through seasons where if it had not have been for the people around me, I just wouldn't have made it. And that's such a genuine, real thing for me. Maybe 3 or 4 times throughout my life, if I didn't have certain people around me, my strength, my motivation, my hope, it just wasn't enough. It was like, I'm done.
Well, it reminds me of a scripture that we teach a lot around here, and it's such a good scripture, Ecclesiastes chapter 4, 2 are better than 1.
Yeah.
Because they have a good return for their labor,
Yeah.
or as you say, they help each other succeed.
Yeah.
You know, if either of them falls down, one can help the other up, and pity anyone who falls and has no one to help them up. So I think about it, people that say, well, I'm successful, I got here by myself, I pulled up my bootstraps. No, you didn't.
No. Not all
That's not to say that like you go through challenges and everything, but I'm here today because of incredible people that helped me along. Like, where would my life be without Pastor Josh and Kara? Where would my life be? I even think about our relationship over the last, almost 3 years, and the different people throughout the seasons that had patience with me and that helped me and that encouraged me
Yeah.
and that challenged me. Like, we're literally getting a picture from the Bible that says, we need each other.
Yeah.
And this doesn't, it doesn't just apply to our personal lives, but it also applies to the people that we lead.
Why?
Because I think about where I am today, like, I would not be where I am today. Leader, husband, father. And trust me when I say I got a lot of work to do. But I wouldn't have the fruit in my life that I have if it wasn't for Pastor Josh. So it reminds me, and it reinforces the importance that we have as leaders to lean into the people that God has placed under our care.
Makes a difference.
It does. And this applies in so many different ways. I mean, talk to some of our leaders about different ways that for them, because, some people are wired super relational. They just like gathering and they kind of maybe do it instinctively, where others are maybe a little bit more, I don't know, maybe a little bit more withdrawn, or maybe they're a little bit more like just kind of individualistic. What are some practical things that a leader can do to reinforce? Because you said it's like a bank account that must accrue value. How can you consistently, or how have you consistently added value to those relationships in your life?
Well, I think you got to learn the people that you're leading, and you got to invest into their story, because people's attention and their energies go into something, and whether it be they're saving up to get their first home, or they're waiting to be approved, or we've got some staff members here who have gone through an immigration process like myself, and so I think you got to learn what is that person's next mountain. What is that person's next milestone? How old are their children? Are their children graduating? Are their children starting school? Are they finishing preschool? And so I think you've got to know the people that you lead. You've got to learn about the people that you lead, and then you've got to create an environment of celebrating together.
That's good.
And understanding that, we all have lives outside of just what we do for God. We've all got families. We've all got responsibilities. And so for me, it's about learning people's lives, and it's also about helping cover each other's blind spots. Like, you've got to learn people, because once you learn somebody as a leader, it's your job to encourage, correct, rebuke if necessary. And so you're also wanting to create a proximity where you can see, this is probably the limiting factor for this person to go to the next level. And I've had people in my life who have pulled me aside and said, you know what? You've got all these great qualities, but there's this one thing that, I don't know if you notice it, when you do this happens. And I'm like, I've never actually thought about that. And it wasn't very nice listening and hearing that as a person who's a 3 on the Enneagram. But I think if it wasn't for those pivotal conversations, but I wouldn't have taken that information from someone I didn't know that well.
100%.
Oh man, I would have called him a liar.
Yeah.
I would have called him a hater. So I think trust builds the ability to be fast with sensitive information that would otherwise probably offend or make you feel uncomfortable. So I just think about all of that. Like, it's like a marriage. Like, I mean, me and Whitney don't have any problems telling each other where we need to grow. That happens at speed, right? But you want to build a healthy and a relevant version of that with the people that you lead. Like, I've got people that I lead, and I'm not nervous before I have a conversation with them about something that's difficult, because there's a relationship there. Like, hey, I just want to mention this. But to do that to somebody you don't know that well,
you can't.
Neither of the person enjoys that experience.
No.
So I think the relationship allows for, growth, celebration, development.
Yeah, it's something that we say a lot around here, that we were never made or meant to do life alone.
No.
And that's just what I would encourage our leaders with. Like, lean into the relationships that God has placed around you.
And even if it doesn't come natural at the start, like, if I was to only hang around and be around people that I found common ground with, that would be enjoyable. It would be fun, but it would be so limiting to what it could do through me. So sometimes, like, in church, you've got to almost push yourself to be around people that maybe you naturally wouldn't go and be around, or interests, or so I think.
Well, they give you different perspectives.
Definitely. It all enlarges your own world and perspective, and
So leaders, lean in.
Yeah,
I mean,
definitely.
We don't have a huge list of practical things. I think it's more really about being intentional than anything else. I mean,
Definitely.
And I would say this, like, carry a sense of maybe almost reverence for the circle that you've been placed in. I've been thinking about that lately. Like, man, how cool is it that God placed the people that he did around me?
Mm.
Like, I think about you guys, I think about Jeremiah, I think
Mm.
about the people on our team, I think about the people in my small group. Like, it's, if you kind of zoom out and
Mm.
think about it for a
Cool.
second, like, how incredibly just, I can't think of a better word, amazing
Mm.
is it that God would take all these different people
Yeah.
from different backgrounds and experiences and states and countries, and he'd bring us all together. I don't think that that's coincidental. I don't really believe in
not.
happenstance.
Not with
He
God.
did it for a reason. And may I never get so accustomed or grow so used to it that I just think of it as just the norm.
Yeah.
No, I want to have almost a reverence for those relationships because, as we've said before, what you appreciate appreciates.
Yeah.
Let's talk about honoring up, down, and around. Honor is something that I think is very important. I also want to say this with respect. I also think that it's something that can get super wonky in church.
Oh.
Honor really is about humility. Romans chapter 12:10 says, honor one another above yourselves, which means that honor is not about hierarchy. Grant, it's not about platform or position. It's about humility, and it's about the posture of your heart in relation to other people.
Yeah. I agree. I agree. I think the culture of honor has been misused in the past, and that's no knock on anyone individually, but I think it probably started out with good intentions. But you're right. I love how we say honor up, down, and around.
That's right.
And honor, you've said it before, it protects unity. It's a intentional pace that's not quick. It's not trying to, jockey for position. It's not trying to be right or wrong. It's just protecting unity and going, hey, let's just take a deep breath. Let's remember and reflect why we're all here. We've all been brought together for a very, very purpose-filled, God-driven mission. And so we have to be careful. I mean, if the guy at the 7-Eleven offends you, well, I don't know how much damage that can do on either end. It's like, well, just don't go to back there. Well, when you go back there, just don't go inside. But when you're on a team with someone, in a staff, in a small group, someone's in your team, I mean, you've got to be careful of that. I mean, the enemy, he wants to sow discord. He wants to kill, steal, and destroy. So I always just walk with a level of vigilance. It says in Peter, be aware your enemy, he roams around like a roaring lion looking to devour someone. So I'm always just trying to be, well, why do I feel like that? Or sometimes I'll see when maybe I've offended somebody and I'm like, hey, let's deal with this. I don't want to just leave this down to hopefully you get over it. So no, let's deal with this. And so I think that I love what you said about that. Honor protects unity. I think it's so true.
Well, people think of honor and they think the opposite of honor is dishonor. But the opposite of honor isn't dishonor. The opposite of honor is ego. Because honor slows down.
Yeah.
Honor listens. Honor speaks positively about the other person. Honor looks to give credit away.
Yeah.
Honor looks to give values to others. Honor lifts other people up even when no one's watching.
Yeah.
Ego doesn't do any of that.
No.
Ego moves fast.
Yeah.
Ego is self-centered.
Yeah.
Ego wants the credit. Ego thinks they got there on their own. And so it's not about honor versus dishonor. It's about honor versus ego.
Yeah.
And that comes from humility. And humility says, okay, number one, God, I need you. And I can't do any of this without you. But then it goes back to being better together.
Yeah.
Because it says, I need the people around me.
Yeah.
I need those that are leading me.
Yeah.
I need the people that I'm leading. And then I need the people that God has placed around me. Couple of practical things. How would you encourage a leader to live this out, this thought of honoring up, down, and around?
Well, I think speak well of everybody when they're not around. I think protect people's name when they're around. Something I always live by is I like to give people the benefit of the doubt. I've been in positions where people come up and say, oh, did you know that so-and-so said this about you? And I thought, okay, well, let me give the benefit of the doubt. Maybe they're frustrated or maybe maybe I have done something. So I think always protecting that. I think when the conversation starts to go sideways about a certain person, I think I always have a lot of respect for someone who won't engage in that.
Yeah.
I don't know why. Even before church, I've always had a lot of respect for someone who...
It tells you a lot about them.
It does. And I mean, I've been doing this for a while now. If I hear someone talk negatively about someone when they're not there, I don't get excited by that and feel like I'm in on it and they're sharing how they feel. I think,
It repels me.
well, I think this, if you're willing to do that to them,
You're going to do it to me.
you are going to do it to me. And something that has been interesting in coming here is we've only been here for a few years. And so when someone does it to me, I think, well, if you're willing to do that about someone you've known for 10 years, you're certainly going to do that to me, who you've only known for 2 years and you've had half the time to get to know. So I think, know that it does repel people, and it says more about the person talking about someone than it does about the person they're talking about. I think something else we wrote down here in preparation for this is show appreciation for everybody who serves, even those behind the scenes.
Yeah.
Because we know and we understand that this is the body of Christ, and although some parts of the body may be more visible to others, but it requires the whole body to make it function. And so honoring up, down, and around, well, it doesn't matter how good the message is. If the production team didn't get here at 6 a.m. and turn everything on and test everything, well, no one could have heard the preaching.
That's right.
If the parking team didn't get here to put out the cones, no one would have parked safely and would have got inside the building. And so I think when you're honoring up, down, and around, you are remembering that this does take an entire group of people to do it. And one position is not more valuable than the other. They may be more visible than the other. Something else we wrote down is treat everyone with value, from the pastor to the parking lot. And I think my dad always said you can measure a person by how they treat someone who they can't get anything from.
It's good.
And so when I've been in all sorts of positions. I've been in the positions where someone thought I couldn't do anything for them, and then I've been in other positions where people think I can do everything for them. And it is interesting how people treat you differently. I'm never flattered by people treating me well because I'm a pastor. It doesn't really mean a lot to me. If you think that I can't do anything for you and you give me respect and you give me honor, that carries a lot more weight for me.
Yeah, it's so good. I think one of the things, just to kind of tag on to what you're sharing, that I always try to remind myself of, and sometimes I find myself doing a better job of it than others, but I just want to live in a way that doesn't just honor those, but really values those around me. Look for opportunities to give credit away.
Yeah.
If you're a leader, look for opportunities.
Yeah.
You find what you're looking for, man.
Yeah.
So if you're looking for ways to appreciate people, you're going to find them.
I love that.
And that's not just with the people that you lead, but also your leaders. Because again, it goes up, down, and around. Like you want to know what a currency of a great relationship looks like? Appreciation. Like if you've got a good friend that you're running with, you need to let him know. You do
a good job of that.
Thank you. You've got a leader who loves you enough to challenge you, and that's something that in most cases, that leader that's bringing you something that's probably going to challenge you, it's harder on them than it is on you.
Oh, it's so taxing emotionally.
Yeah, and the reason they're doing that is because they love you.
Yeah.
And they're willing to almost put themselves in an uncomfortable position.
For your betterment.
Yes. And so it's like, for me, I just want to grow in this. It's actually been my kind of focus of the year, is he who refreshes others will himself be refreshed.
You're doing a good job of that, because I definitely feel that from you.
Well, thank you. I mean, I just feel like I would hate to wake up one day and recognize that all of the relationships that God's brought in my life, not just here in the church, but in my family, with the leaders that I serve, I would hate to wake up one day and realize that I took it all for granted. Like, it's a gift from God.
Yeah.
The relationships that we have is a gift from God. And if there's anything as we close that I would really want our leaders to get a hold of right now, is maybe, just maybe, the most valuable part of the leadership assignment you have isn't what you do, but it's who you're doing it with.
I love that.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Power of us, man. It's a good episode.
A great episode.
Good episode in the cooker. As always, we're never going to end a podcast, Grant, without just telling our leaders how thankful we are for you. May it never be white noise. May you guys never for one moment think that you're just a body or a name on a roster. Nothing around here happens without our incredible leaders and our dream team. We love you guys. We're praying for you guys. We believe God's best in your life, and we hope that this podcast added strength and value to you. That's why we do it. We do it to encourage you and to hopefully give you something that'll help you move forward in your purpose with God. So if it encouraged you, as always, let us know. And we look forward to having you back with us on the next episode, the Faith Family Leadership Podcast.